this seems like you're dead. This is death. That's hell. I started to see a figure sitting there, and he's sitting not in a throne, but he's actually sitting in this heap of gold. He's enormous, at least 12 feet into the air. Just sitting there with a menacing look on his face, almost like a bull's head, but with a human face. So it was really big, deep, like blood red. You know how blood is like almost black, but red. He's really intimidating. He's sitting there, horns that come out and curve. I was terrified. Seeing Satan face to face, I knew I was dead and I was going to hell. I had done so many things as a kid to try to stay away from trouble. I couldn't understand it at all, but I had to accept the facts as they were, that there was no turning back. I'm beginning to no longer ask my grandmother and my auntie what's going on now. I'm convicted, like, is this what you guys want me to do? And they're telling me, yes, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, it's okay. As they're saying these things, he's looking around to see who they're talking to. And I'm 50 yards away, but he's not paying me any attention. I want him to know, if this is the way I want to go, I want you to know how unhappy I'm going to be about it. So I'm yelling, I'm cussing, come and get me. And once I get to about 25 feet, Satan, the devil, finally looks directly at me. The whispers kind of begin to die down, and it's just my grandmother again, and she's like, it's gonna be okay, go ahead. He looks and he leans forward, and then he just kind of eases back and kind of sits back into his chair, as if to say, nah, I'm gonna pass on you for now. And then my grandmother's like, I told you, you'll be all right. You don't have to be afraid, it'll be all right. And then I kind of ease into this darkness, into this sleep. And as the voices are fading in, it's my mom. I start to kind of come to and kind of open my eyes a little bit. It's a really blurry light. The day that I woke up, they were going to unplug me from the life support systems. If I hadn't woke up, I would have been a vegetable. They would have had to let me go. Or my right lung, rather, completely collapsed. For that week, this side of my body was not functioning without the help of a machine. I look at the scars from my arm and the scar from the catheter in my head. They're all reminders every day that medically it's a miracle. A medical miracle. I didn't want to scare her, but I just couldn't hold it in as far as what I saw. And I say, so, are you ready to be a mom? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you're pregnant with my kid. She was like, how do you know that? I was like, well, I seen a lady that looked just like you. It couldn't be anybody but your kid. I tell Tamika that the nurse I saw in the hospital room, realizing that I was dead, was my daughter.
I do remember thinking, Lord have mercy, he has lost his mind. He's fruity in the loops, but he asked me again, do you know if you're pregnant? So I said, okay. I said, no, I don't know. One of the nurses said, well, I'll just ease you a pregnancy test. And I went and took it, and yeah, I was pregnant.
So she comes back into the room, and she was like, how in the world did you know that? I I knew for sure. And I was like, you're pregnant. You're going to have this person. I saw something that was in the future. Maybe not even a half hour out of my coma, I proposed to her. She said yes. She said yes. I was the happiest, fresh out of a coma man ever. 3 months later, we got married. Then 3 months after that, Mary was born. And then 10 months after that, Mira was born.
I believe it pushed him towards being the man I always saw. He is so wonderful as a father. I think that's the thing that I've always loved him, but I think that's the thing that it just makes me love him so much.
Wow, amazing. So did Mesiah go there? What was the reason? Was there a message for him? Which I'm sure we've heard that he saw ahead. He saw the future. He saw his child, which was the person that was there watching over him, or the nurse. That was his daughter. In my vision, as I listened to it and with my eyes closed, I envisioned that was his daughter telling him, you're going to be okay. You're fine. Then for his relative to tell him, it's fine. Just go for it. Keep walking. Keep doing what you have to do. You're going to be okay. So, again, I'm going to talk about this on my next segment. I'm not certain when it'll be, but on my next segment, it's going to be about death. Exactly what is death? And there's so much literature that I have that I'm really reading on, and I'm taking notes, and I'm doing interviews as we speak. So I could have a full understanding on where do we go when we die? What is death, you know? But as for Mesiah, I give him, props. He's a strong guy, and I'm sure he knows now that death is not a scary thing, not after what he went through, because he must have gone through the worst of all. And a very decent individual, and, you know, he has a good thing going for himself. So, again, I really hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode and look forward to the next one. For myself, Rudy on the Go, I am very grateful for your time and again for listening in. And remember that life is what you make it. If you wish to get in touch with me, send me an email at rudyonthego@hotmail.com. And on the subject line, just please put podcast and let me know if you're interested in sharing an experience that you've had, or if you wish to join in on a live podcast with me. I'd be more than happy to have you on my show. So again, everyone, thank you again, and do take care. We'll see you on the next one. Good night.
We hope you've enjoyed today's segment with Rudy on the Go here on It's Reality Podcast. Remember to subscribe to his YouTube channel at youtube.com/RudyOnTheGo and turn on post notifications to stay updated every time he posts new vids. Until next time.